Smoke detectors.
Yeah, that's a good one. So let's talk about smoke detectors. So smoke detectors, that's one of our fortes. So I just want to quickly talk about how they work. So the photoelectric cell within a smoke detector has, if you imagine it's like a laser shooting across a space, and if there's any particles come up into that space and stop the laser being able to be seen by the receiver, then it will go into alarm. So what we do when we test with smoke is just put the smoke up, and it actually crosses that laser and sets it into alarm. But some problems that you might have as a property manager include the battery being flat. So what you're going to notice is the battery beeping, the smoke detector beeping once a minute generally on most detectors. So
just pop that out.
Yeah, what we need to do you want to show them what the procedure from the ceiling, if we mention something?
Sure. So we've got this is going to sit up against the ceiling like that. Alright, so there's a little tab on the side here.
That's the beep you'll hear.
That's a press to release. So the base will be fixed to the ceiling, so you press this and the head will drop down. Right, the battery's easily located in here. Pop that out, and we're going to change that once every 12 months. Now, these are labelled positive, negative. It's pretty straightforward, but still, people can mess it up.
So it also has the shape. Just have a look, because it's got the shape. See how the battery has the big terminal and the small terminal? On here you can see big and small. So just line them up so the big matches with the big, because if you do it in reverse,
you get the same double chirping noise.
As if it has no battery.
It'll think that it doesn't have a battery.
Yeah.
So new battery in there.
Like that.
Click back up to the ceiling and away we go. On the front you should have, obviously this isn't connected to the power, but you'll have a green light. Green indicator light means we're connected to the mains power. And the way it picks up on that is the mains power gets terminated into the back here. And on the inside, there's some pins here that connect with the pins on the head here. So as you close that, it creates a connection and it provides 240 volts to the actual head of the unit.
And that green LED will glow, so that's how you know it's on. And it's generally the 240 volt smoke detectors will have a green light, whereas if it's a battery one, if you're trying to identify between the two, the green light won't be glowing. Just want to say as well, with the base there, don't be scared about those terminals. You can't electrocute yourself on this side of the detector. It's like a socket outlet, like your standard power point. You can't actually put your finger into anything that's conductive. So don't be too scared about that. That's all good. Sweet. Got some more issues that we have. Dust.
Dust build-up that can cause a false alarm. Obviously, dust will act like smoke will. It'll clog that path between the sensor, and it can go into false alarm. So the best way to clean it is with a vacuum cleaner. Just quickly brush over the top of it, and it'll keep the detector charging along.
Yeah, especially if it's an after-hours call-out and it's really hard to find an electrician. It may be a dirty detector if it keeps going off. So vacuuming it, pulling all the dust away from it may fix the problem. But in saying that, if it does go off and you need to just make it quiet until the weekday to save yourself an after-hours call-out, you just drop that down, it disconnects it from the 240, and then take the battery out. It may go off for a little while after the battery's been disconnected, it's just got charged still, but once it goes flat, it will turn off.
Now there's a correct way to hush a smoke detector. Plenty of people use all sorts of different methods, including cricket bats and the like, to shut it up. But there is, on every detector, there's a hush button. Now it's in a different spot depending on the brand and the model and all that sort of stuff. But it doesn't take a great deal of force, so you don't need to be any sort of superhuman. You don't need to whack it as hard as you can with a broom handle or anything like that. Just a small amount of pressure in the right spot and it will isolate the alarm.
If it's high, a broomstick will work. So you just get a broomstick and you just need to push it gently. You don't need to push it hard.
That's the button in there. And that's all you need to do. just a touch.
Just a touch. You can also test it that way if you push and hold it, if you want to. But yeah, that's smoke detectors 101 for you. Let us know if you've got any questions about smoke detectors.
Sweet.